Harper's Magazine Scholarship in memory of I.F. Stone, endowed by John R. MacArthur and the Pierre F. Simon Charitable Trust. Winning is Serginho, that's a hard name, Roosblad from Berkeley. He speaks about 32 languages and wrote about, including languages, the Surinamese dialect and Swahili, it's amazing, and wrote The Legacy of Uganda's Brutal Past. Presenting is Rick MacArthur, publisher of Harper's.
Every year I get to have the great pleasure of giving away a copy of I.F. Stone's great book, Underground to Palestine, which was his best book, but also a brilliant piece of foreign reporting about the refugees from the so-called DP camps after World War II, really the Jews who survived the death camps and their illegal flight to Palestine. And so I give this to our award winner with great pleasure. Here it is. And I'll also give you a copy of Harper's Magazine this year, which I've never done before because I consider free journalism to be a catastrophe. People should be paid to do journalism. And publishers should be paid so that we can pay the journalists. Thanks.
Thank you very much. I'm going to keep this in English, so no worries. I won't say anything in difficult languages. This is really exciting for me as a young journalist to get the opportunity to go out and kind of play, actually. And no worries, not playing in a sense that I'm not doing anything serious. But kind of like when I was young and would go out and climb over walls and climb over fences, go into abandoned buildings and go further down the street than my parents allowed me. And this playfulness and this curiosity has led me to places like South Africa and Uganda, where I lived, and a dozen of other places in Africa. But most notably, Uganda, where I lived before going to UC-Berkeley. And in Uganda, I covered very interesting things, such as the elections and the visit of the Pope, but also smaller stories like the shortage of chefs in restaurants, and they're having to be imported from neighboring Kenya. Stories that don't only matter to the people in the country, but also abroad. And with the award, I hope to go back to Uganda and do a story about the disappearance of glaciers on the border with DR Congo, which is actually on the equator. But as journalists, we kind of have to keep our eyes open for other stories. So maybe I'll return to, or go to the country where my father was born, where I haven't been for 27 years, and that's the country of Suriname, which is experiencing a major economic crisis. After Venezuela and South Sudan, it's doing the worst in the world. But we'll see. We'll see. The world is big enough to go out and play. But my biggest hope is that I and all the other journalists here, no matter how high they keep on building walls and fences, will keep on climbing them and keep on playing. Thank you very much.